muscles hang like veins. I crack my neck once, let the silence taste my name. Jaw tight, I walk in with a migraine, grand ratchet in my chest. Every thought with a sharpened teeth grind. Gravel, I've been chewing on the same old threats. Clock hands twitch like they wanna throw hands next. I got burn mark shaped black choices I dodged. Boss barked once, now he's dust on my boots in the fog. I don't call this rage, this is unpaid interest on every time I swallowed it and smiled. And that picture's concrete in my stomach, rebar through my spine. I carry every sideways look like a landmine. Tongue taste metal violence from the lie I bit last week when I said I was fine, just needed some sleep. They stack deadlines like sandbags on my chest and gas when the dam breaks, drenching all their press vest. Fingerprints of failure they tried to press on my face. I scrub till skin splits, still see the smear in the sink drain. My pulse is a piston misfiring on purpose. I'd rather blow the block than idle in the circus. I step through the office door like it's preaching clear. Still smell stale coffee mixed with cheap fear. Their eyes flick up, then down, pretend they busy. Hands shaking on the keyboard, letters drift like a blizzard. Manager's breath heavy, full of buzzwords and cologne. Mouth moving like a puppet string pulled by his phone. He says team player, I hear sit and beg. He says work family, I see chains around my neck. Plastic smile over Greek security gate beeps like it's laughing at the script. Fluorescent lights hum fever, turn my skin to chalk. Hallway line with posters promising what they never bought. They sold us hustle, then billed us for the brew. Shove name tags on our chests like numbers in the queue. Lunch break in the stairwell, cold fries, crack phones. Scroll through fake vacations from people as broke as my hope. Inbox overflowing like a backed up drain. Subject lines preaching urgency for things that never change. Coworker whispers gossip like it matters at all. Who's climbing which ladder on a collapsing wall? Policies read like prayers to a god. A quarterly gain, every closer confession will die here for they raise. I watch the quiet kid pack dreams in a cardboard box. Walk out on a Wednesday, mouth set like a lock Glock. No big speech, just a key left on the desk. The silence scream louder than 100 angry texts. I keep that memory folded in my wallet like cash. A promise I can cash out when I decide to crash. Hate the smiles for the camera, diversity day snacks on the tray. Posters in the lobby don't match paychecks in the gray. They call it culture, I call it perfume on decay. A fresh coat of pain override that won't stay away. I don't dream of a corner office. I dream of breaking the frames, stepping out of the picture, refusing to play the game. I want calloused hands from building what I claim, not blisters on my eyes from staring at another spread sheet page. I'm tired of apologies for things I never did, signing blame in blue ink just to keep my seat. They trained us to flinch. Kicking the firewall, teeth grit, chip paint off the jawbone. Wide show, skin split on the console. Brief tastes like burnt cold and charcoal. Blood stains on the plastic ID. Barcode buried in the cracked concrete. Clock hands jammed in the clenched white fist. Name scrubbed out on the waiting list. Rust, ring around my reflection. Shattered glass frame, crooked in the section. Every rule etched thin on the trash can lid. Every bruise mapped out like a backroom grid. Cold sweat in the fluorescent coffin. Air thick, lungs tick like an old toxin. Back bit, hauling dead weight, deadlines. Tongue sharp, carve truth in the deadlines. Bite through the bit, grind filings. Jaw locked tight, sparks start flying. Boss man smile, got a hairline fracture. Thin red line on the contract. still here, gripping like a shiv in the vision of his chair lane. Like a crooked confession in Boxwell. Like a stage procession, I dragged that chain, made a missed vacation. Snap each link with a sick fixation. Grind so loud it could break foundations. Thick black rain in the train station. Face in the glass, look worn, unstable. Jawline wired like jumper cable. Shut down siren in my rib cage, ringing nails in the desk. From my own hand, digging hell in the tie. With the cheating name sticker, I tear that tag, let the edges splinter. Step in the street, whole sky look leaded. Oh, smoke hang, all lungs embedded. I march straight through that gray migration. Boots, white lines in the oil-stained pavement. Head all static, but the pattern get clearer. Every foul word from a dead-eyed mirror. I spit that grit like a nail gun volley. Rip through the mask of a forced apology. Backyard fence with the spike bent in with dog bark horse. From the chain to temperate sirens sing flat in the distance. Scaffold kids chalk bones in a hopscotch battle. Alleyway breath like a rusted engine. Dumped out trash for my throne. I'm benching crown made sharp. I'd have snapped off staples. Sit there, strip my survival fables. Handshake slick with the snake oil shimmer. Their fake concern got a budget shimmer. Why watch that grin? Peel back, show cards, whole damn crowd just obedient fog. I walk that line where the cracks keep branching. Brick wall hard with the paint still flaking. Grip this life like a stripped out handle. Knuckles raw bright as a busted candle. Memory lane got a locked off exit. Every sign bent, every street lamp hectic. I cut new path through the chain link logic. Boot kick sparks from the ground, hypnotic. Forehead vein like a pressure gauge ticking. Truth drips slow like a leak in the kitchen. Cold in my veins turn toxic. Static in my skull, black insects crawling through each wrong logic. I was raised by concrete, cold screen light, and dead-end passwords. Every door demanded blood, every lock just laughed in backward. I carved my own initials in the back of a shutdown factory. Watch the cameras blink awake like vultures circling happily. They said I break, I did, but the pieces grew sharp like daggers. Now I drag my name through gravel. Let the sparks spell out the pattern. I'm the last bad habit your whole system still protects. Corrupt file in your conscience that the firewall never detects. I walk like a glitch through a crowd of obedient programs. Jaw tight, eyes red, grinding through their pretty holograms. I don't want your offer thin smiles, cheap suits, paper halos. I spit on the contract, let the ink run down like oil. In the shadows, oh, you pray to a brand. I talk to the cracks in the ceiling. They answer with dust, and that's still more honest than your feelings. Every lie you sold me hangs limp from your trophy lanyard. You built this maze from guilt, glitter, fear, and deadlines. Then blame the kids who drown in the flood of your backyard landmines. I keep receipts in my scars etched deep where the soup eyes can't scan. Blueprints of every trap you staple beneath this promised land. You parade your virtue like a mask I nailed to a billboard, but your kind signs memos that read like quiet. Civil wars. I remember being 16, hands shaking in the lockdown hallway. Teachers talking safety plans while we watch the news. condolences, then cut to a lavish dinner. You're allergic to consequence, bathed in perfume and excuses. Every tear is currency, every tragedy's good for uses. I claw through the noise, knuckle split on your armored opinions. Each blow draws sparks until the dark takes on. No dimensions. I'm not your hero, not your savior with the marketable slogan. I'm the cracked mirror held to the face of your chosen. Oh man. Look at this wasteland, sleek glass, clean lines, silent hunger. Billboards promise salvation for a price on a numbered bumper. Kids trade sleep for status, scrolling through curated nightmares, counting bones as metrics while the idols auction off despair. They call it connection, but it feels like organized distance. Every handshake digitized, every memory sold. As an instance, you track every movement, dress it up for safety and progress, but your eyes glow green when the data feeds your fortress. I've seen friends vanish into bills, pixels, perfect distractions, each one buried quiet beneath waves of trending reactions. You light a candle online to scroll past, craving the next circus. Empathy's a currency spent on avatars and surface. I keep my rage sharpened like a key cut wrong on purpose, jamming every lock until the hinges screaming burn up. I want the floor to shake underneath your tempered glass palace. Want the dust from the ruins to spell every wasted promise. This is not redemption, it's a letter read out loud. Every line of name that your speech is barely shroud. I don't forgive, I remember each shrug, each subtle decision. Etched deep in the grid like coordinates to your collision. Steel teeth on vinyl, rust dust in the throat, concrete heartbeat, black wires in the smoke. Steel teeth on vinyl, rust dust in the throat, concrete heartbeat, black wires in the smoke. Jaw tight, veins like barbed coils in the wrist, teeth grind, tongue taste copper and grit, blueprint branded in the back of my mind. Chain link thoughts, every link out of line, knuckles tap, tables tap, temples tap out, head full of hex codes, hands full of doubt, dead-eyed angels in assembly line suits, stamping my name on defective truths. I drag that weight like a spine made of scrap, factory siren ringing out inside my cap, choked by the clock, every tick is a shove, every minute is a fist in a surgical glove. You want polite, I've been fed on rust flakes, swallow down orders, grinding all the mistakes, clipboard tyrants with clip-on souls, write off whole lives in quarterly goals. I learned to breathe through the ash and the dust, turned every cut on my gums into thrust, grit in the molars, I chew through the leash, bite marks carving my way to release. I walk past windows, see mannequins grin, corporate sermon on a loop, thick plastic skin. Their eyes say bye, their mouths say stay, their hands point straight at the end of the day. Neon diet for anemic dreams in the brain, breadcrumb futures on a hook in the chain. You ever taste metal from a promise that broke? It hangs in your teeth like old engine smoke. They built this maze from fluorescent lies, every hallway hums with fluorescent sighs. The boss shakes hands, disinfects his guilt, leaves fingerprints on the bones he built. You want a cog? They measure me twice, filed my edges, got the cereal price, but I kept shrapnel in the fold of my tongue. Secret stockpile where rebellions are sprung. Thoughts load heavy like drums in the chest. Fired in bursts at the back of their desk. Their gold-plated door slammed shut in my face, so I carved my initials in the frame of the place. Sweat stains, maps on the collar of rage. Every blot a burned out day in a cage. Coffee blood, overtime pulse in my neck. Paper cuts writing, I am more than a check. Lock card, barcode, bar across my sight. Security glare reflecting blue-white light. He asked for a smile like it's part of the scan. Lift your chin, show teeth, be a company man. But I've seen engines under velvet talk. Gears grind teeth on the bones they walk. HR, him sung in spreadsheets and charts. Blessed are the quiet, the gutted hearts. I sharpen every no in the pit of my jaw. Carry that edge like a personal law. Every insult filed in the mental drawer. Label reach fuel, locked till war. I'm that pressure under thin glass ceilings. Hairline fractures in the corporate feelings. They better break that I bend to the yoke. I bet this backbone snaps, shakes like sparks. I spit back minutes they stole from my lungs. Return to sender in the shape of tongues. Each word brick heavy lobbed at their throne. Each line crowbar prying up stone. Off his walls tremble when the truth runs war. Polite small talk gets split by the jaw. I swallowed orders, now I cough up blades. Sentences sliced through performance grades. Manager's phrase tastes soaked in spin. Compliments shaped like a safety pin. Stick in your side just enough to sting. Keep you pinned quiet under their ring. But I got histories tattooed in scars. Every healed welt maps hostile yards. From schoolyard corners to factory floor. Same cold boot at the same locked door. So I lace my sneakers like steel-toed boots. Walk like a riot in a pressed black suit. Carry my fury like a welded frame. Built from every time they tag me the same. This death slam, halo, bends over my head. Makes death slam, halo, bends over my head. Makes drop the needle like drop the needle, drop the needle like a guillotine. Drop the needle like a guillotine. Crowd lean, eyes wide, 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 wide. Drop the needle like a guillotine. Crowd lean, eyes wide. Drop the needle like a guillotine. Crowd lean, eyes wide. Bring on the stage floor, black sky inside. Smoke crawling in my lungs, taste the violence, taste the grime. I step up, split the silence, twist the power in my spine. Yeah, barbed wire in my grammar, every stanza is a scar. I don't bargain with the damage, I just drag it to the bar. Let it stagger in my swagger, let it bang against the jar. To the glass, give back an echo that remembers who we are. I'm the shove in every shoulder, I'm the shove you never saw. I'm the breath behind your anger when it claws against the law. I'm the name you never mention when they're asking what you saw. I'm the tremor in your fingers when you're certain that you'll fall. Every step I ever stumble, put an angle in my walk. Now my shadow looks jagged when it stretches down the block. Every rumor that you muttered only sharpened how I talk. Now my consonants are coffins, every vowel is a shock. You've been praying for a glitch that could erase me from the frame, but the flaws inside the mirror always spell out my name. You keep choking on your envy while you dress it up as blame. I keep carving out a kingdom from the gravel and the shame. I came up in the gutter where the windows never shine, where the sirens act like lullabies that drill into your mind, where the hopeless learn to focus, make a weapon at a time, where the quiet kids are pressure cookers humming down the line. I've been spitting out the venom till the venom turn to steam. Now it rises from my shoulders when I barrel through the scene. Every doubter in the background gets erased from the theme, cause I edit with the swing, it splits the center of your dream. You can measure all my value in the volume of my scars. Cut the nights, I hug the shadows, let the daylight skip my yard. Had a pocket full of nothing but a promise and a shard. Now I'm scratching up the skyline, leave a ladder in the dark. You keep testing all my limits like the fences you can bend. You keep betting on my breakdown as a way for you to win, but the moment that I crumble, I just reinvent my skin. I'm the echo of the impact that keeps thundering within. to let it chew until I evolve. Every problem is a puzzle that I tear apart and solve. With a mouth full of defiance and a chest that won't dissolve. You keep talking like a tyrant with a hollow little crown, putting ashes on a pedestal, pretending it's a town. All your soldiers march in circles till they drill into the ground, while I rise from under concrete, drag your kingdom upside down. I'm the splinter in your doctrine, I'm the crack across your creed. I'm the hunger that you buried, that's still close to finally feed. I'm the mark you couldn't erase, the one reminder you don't need. I'm the hand you thought was broken, coming back to take the lead. Every nail they ever hammered in my back became a spine. Every weight they tried to drop on me got folded into mine. Now I'm heavier than history when I step across the line, and I'm staring through your armor like it's barely even there this time. Even there this time. This time. Face like a furnace, eyes like a trial, voice like a verdict, read out in denial. Walk like a riot that escaped from a file, mind like a storm set to tear through a mile. You keep chanting empty slogans while you sink into your chair. I've been pacing in the shadows, now I'm breathing in your air. Every guess becomes a warning that the end is almost here. Every flinch becomes a steel boots, track marks on my tongue, rust rain, stains on my teeth, bed chain, drag it underneath. Knife edge temper in the drywall fist, both thighs twitch when the lies persist. Clock hands drip, second hand cyst, whole room tilts when the wires hiss. Bolt in my neck keeps catching the light, jaw clenched tight like it's wired to fight. Chalk on the floor maps, every slide, every pass shove turns present tonight. Bob sarcasm in the barroom brawl, try calm down, got a brick wall draw. Cold call venom in a warm phone call. Say you want smoke, then you watch it crawl. I got 10 missed threats in a cracked inbox, names all fake like the chain store clocks. Talk cheap teeth when you grind that talk. I walk long miles in a short damn block. Dead eye mirror with the fogged up frame. Quick 10 vices, kept 5 new names. Thick black ink in the grocery lane. Scars like barcodes, scan my strain. You hear that grit when I grind my stance. Weight in my chest like a lead line chance. Tongue tastes metal when the brain tap dance. Heart says run, but the feet advance. Crack, 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 oh. Glass, whole blue sky in the gas mask class. Trash bag dreams in the backstage stash. Contract blood in the handshake flash. You push soft threats to a backlit screen. I push 10 toes through the cracked concrete. I don't chase likes, I just track my heat. Each step shakes that collapsing street. See that spit in the corner of the grin, that's the part where the patience thins. Every fake smirk feels paper thin. Every small joke hides razor skin. My calm voice croaks like a rusted hinge. Thick dark drip from a busted fridge. I keep cold thoughts in a low watt binge. Whole brain run like a haunted engine. Hand on the door with a rattling frame. Half one piece, half gasoline rain. Every small doubt like a ball in chain. Every stray spark, five pocketed pain. You brace yourself for the aftershock talk. I brace myself for the death door knock. You pull that face like a lock, gridlock. I pull that truth like a chipper lock. side cheek tastes dry copper when the words drip bleak. Self-check thoughts in the short press streak. If I hit send, then the ground might creak. Black boot sole on the factory tile. Dead clock hum in the ceiling now. Spend 10 years in the sideways trial. Jury of ghosts with the half-fake smile. Turn my doubt into concrete dust. Mix that fear with the rebar trust. Laid that slab over old bone rust. Walk my truth with the floorboard bust. I don't need chance in the plastic crowd. I need one breath that can stand up loud. One bare knuckle in a velvet shroud. One last nerve that refuses bow. My spine clicks back like a loading bar. Each small step like a stolen car. Hold dark sky in a cracked glass jar. I swing that jar at a falling star. If the world wants quiet, I cough up flint, spit out sparks. With the dry mouth glint, write my name in the dust thick print. Walk straight through with the bed still head. Steel teeth. Steel teeth. Peel. Steel teeth. Steel teeth. Steel teeth. Steel teeth. Steel teeth. Steel teeth. Concrete halo. Rust in the vein. Static in the halo of the sinners in the same. I was raised on ashtrays, brass knucks, bad days. Lockers full of late slips, hall fights, black gaze. Teacher said I'd end up face down in the stairwell. Now I write my vengeance in the cracks of every jail cell. Chain link, lullaby, sirens for symphonies. Echoes in the hallway, this is my liturgy. Tattooed knuckles, busted lip in the yearbook. Smile through the swelling while the counselor won't dare look. Dress code violation, paranoia in the drywall. Every little bruise sung louder than the roll call. Parents at a meeting, eyes glazed, half embarrassed. Preacher in the lobby selling guilt like a habit. I learned early that the halo is a muscle. Gold-plated handcuff in the name of the struggle. Tried to scrub the anger out my nails in the bathroom mirror. Talking back, carving threats in the shampoo. Detention like a dungeon. Cheap clock clicking. Eyes on the exit brain already plotting. Sharpened every pencil like a tiny little switchblade. Words became the weapons. I was speaking to the next grade. Like a door slamming like a kick drum stutter. Homework in the trash. Sharp ink in the gutter. Guidance office whisper. He's a walking red flag. I turned every red flag to a dirty white rag. Now I'm grown with the mouth like a frostbite. Every breath a fist fight. Tongue tastes graphite. Suit and tie bosses with their manicured morals. Face paint polished but the soul stay feral. They want me signing papers like surrender documents. Smile in the meeting then they dock my confidence. Clock in, clock out, veins in the headlock. Cubicle coffin with the flickering dead box. They sell clean futures and so rest these vermins. Infinite scroll dopamine excursions. I see the algorithm feed off the fractures. Code in the background feeding off cadavers. Every thumbprint catalog mapped like a play chart. Every late payment tightens up the graveyard. Policy predators handshake carnivores. Keith made a contract grins like corridors. I'm the glitch in the software. Bootleg firmware. Crash the presentation when I breathe this curse there. Open up the spreadsheet. I see hidden shackles. Death as a dog leash. Collars made of bank codes. I tear off the lanyard. Drop it in the trash fire. Watch the logo bubble while the sprinklers backfire. Manager chirps. Company culture think bigger. I see a human meat grinder chasing new figures. So I punch through spreadsheets with syllable brass knuckles. Hack into the budget and delete the fake hustle. Religion in a necktie, flags on a picket fence. Every slogan scribbled over rusted chain links. Politician handshakes, sticky with side deals. Scripted compassion, pre-approved I feel. They auction off outrage on the 24 feed. New headline hostage every time the ratings bleed. Panels in the circle trade grief like a stock tip. Spin another tragedy into egg click. Gossip powder in the powder room. Smile for the cameras. Back room beta plotting fresh propaganda. They build tall statues for the war profiteers. Break perfume prayers over 18 years of tears. Cool desk empty. Folded flag on the mantle. News cross scrolling like a funeral channel. They call it freedom with the wink and the hashtag. Meanwhile the casket stacked deep in the trash bags. I don't pledge in the lunch line, counting up quarters to the ones in the squad car, praying for disorder to the warehouse worker with the shredded backbone, pallets on the shoulders, spine made. Hey, 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 hey. Static in my teeth, static in my teeth, static in my teeth. 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 Cables in my vein. Steel jaw clench. I'm a fault line. Wait, yeah. I was born in the blackout concrete lungs, chewing on the poison of 1,000 tongues. Taught to keep quiet till my throat turned wires to the fear in my chest. Lit funeral fires. Every screen in my face. I sit down, stay small till I cut my own mark like nails in the wall. Every hand-me-down rule, every second-hand lie got stacked like bricks. Now I swing that sky. I don't pray to a God that can't hear this roar. I use every old scar as a battering door. Kick through, drip, truth, teeth, grit, eyes wide. I got hunger in my jaw. I got thunder in my stride. You want peace? Go bargain with sleep. I'm the nightmare walking. You buried too deep. All the shame you sold me, I wear as a plate armor on my skin at the edge of the gate. The edge of the gate. Edge of the gate. I've been clocked in, system stamped and filed. They tried to cage my language, tame my wild, tried to turn my rage to a desk job smile, but I bite through by the stacked bodies in the mile. I'm the glitch in your chart, the crack in your glass. Every ghost from the trenches refusing to pass. I don't want your seat, I want the whole frame bent. I want every fake halo thrown in the venue. Built towers on backs, called it progress, profit. Now the floorboards creak every time that I stomp it. I remember those nights with the fist to the wall, when the silence was louder than any brawl. When my own reflection looked back like a stranger, eyes like sirens, warning of danger. That's the day I swore, if my voice comes back, I'ma carve each word like a counterattack. Now I spit like a drill bit, piercing code. Every syllable a virus in your overload. I see boardroom wolves in designer skin. I see saints with receipts for every sin. I see kids in the corner with bloodshot hope, trying to turn one song to a lifeline rope. So I etch these bars like names in stone. Every line a lighthouse for the ones alone. I don't chase your stage or your plastic crown. I'm the siren in the alley, dragging power down. Turn the wage to a weapon, turn the doubt to a blade, turn the shame they gave to a barricade. I've been choked by the smoke of the broken deals. Watch friends go numb just to not feel. Now the mask is off, see the jawline crack. I'm the march you hear when the track goes black. The track goes black. Metal. Metal taste. Metal taste. Metal. Metal taste. Yeah, metal taste on my tongue, wires under my skin. Clock ticks crooked, every second feels thin. Rust in my veins, grinding teeth on the spin. I bite through the bit just to see where it ends. Concrete coffin, I carve my initials in the lid. Tattooed out in my palm when I was just a kid. Hand me down rage, every knuckle steel chip. Thought I buried that pulse, but it clawed from the pit. I walked like a fault line, jaw set, eyes hollow. Chewed through the chain that they said I should follow. Backpack full of brick words, heavy and borrowed. Every step sparks, metal heels on the sorrow. You caught me a glitch, I rewire the code. Turn shame to a blade in the back of your throat. Your hallway stay in your place. They frame my anger as a mark of disgrace, but your gold frame rules crack easy in my grip. I turn your handbook pages into teeth for my spit. You dress me in labels that never did fit. Too loud, too cold, too blunt, too quick. I built me a furnace from every insult hit. Now my heartbeat hammers like a factory shift. Cold corridor, like a door slam to the skull after ricochets. Echo chamber fall, I grin with a mouth full of metal and dust. Swore on my split lip, I would rise from the rust. I took every shove as a lesson in stance balance. On the edge of your broken glass stance, you thought I would fold, file down in advance. Instead I wrote war plans in the margins of chance. Now I stand in the middle of the blackout grid, street light dead, but my sight never did. I see through the smirk in the sermon you give. Your halo's just plastic on the counterfeit king. I'm the aftershock crawling through your steel frame. Hairline fracture in your household name. You polished your boots on the backs you blamed. I drag your throne through the mud in the rain. Four knuckles tapping on the shutter storefront. Reflection looks back like a wanted response. I say break in, pulse says don't. Jaw says hit first, logic says won't. I got ghosts of decisions sleeping in my lungs. Every unsent text, every silence hung over warped floorboards and the crooked rung of a ladder that snapped when I was still young. So I sold my doubt to the edge of my tongue. Spit sparks, let the residue cling to my gums. Every word weighted like a loaded drum. Every breath buffered by the battles I've won. I pace in a circle on a cracked tile floor. Boot prints map like a ritual war. Feeling fan limp, blade sagging, sore even the air feels locked in the drawer. Hear distant engines grinding in the fog. Freight train growls through the belly of smog. Each rumble reminds me what it took to evolve from quiet little target to a problem unsolved. You still wear innocence like a rented suit. Speeches rehearsed, plastic charm in your tooth, but I kept the receipts from the lies you produced. Stack them like bricks for a better view. I see your empire built on double speed dust. Your handshake hollow, your promise combust. My footsteps echo in the hall of your trust. Every tap on the floor dislodges your crust. You want confession? I got files for days, folders of faces, catalog rage, line after line of the games you play, pinned to the corkboard of my metal taste. Metal taste. Rust under my skin, I taste iron when I grin. Every promise left a fingerprint, bent steel in a world of thin glass. Grit in my teeth, concrete lungs, I wheeze dust and ash. They said breathe deep, the air is clean, but the smoke spell property of the few in black script. I grew up in the back row where the floorboards moan like tired throats, where the landlord painted over mold. Called it progress, called it fresh coat. Lock the doors, standing from quiet rage. Names carved crooked and peeling pain. Teachers marked me borderline, I marked the margins with war plans. I learned math by counting exits. One door, two fists, three cops, four lies. History class skipped the part where my neighbors disappeared in the uniforms and steel doors. They said keep your head down, I kept my jaw up, eyes wide, pulse sharp. Every hallway camera blitz like a nervous god afraid to focus. I'm with some of unpaid invoices, sleep cut short by sirens at dawn. Mom's hand shaking over busted plates, dad's voice folded in a drawer with the past due bills. I want pressure, enough force to bend this cage. If the system's just a circuit, then I'm here to short it. Bare wire to the vein. It fed me slogans like stale bread. Work hard, play nice, stay small. But I grew fangs in the fluorescence, crooked spine, learning to carry whole blocks. I watch boardrooms sign away wages through bulletproof glass and catered smiles. They call it streamline. in stitch too tight, counting seconds in spreadsheets, not in heartbeats. Alley meetings and flicker light, we trace scars like data. Who got searched last night? Who got followed for walking while existing? This city hums like a dying engine. Every billboard a glitching threat by this master. Hide that bruise, drink this sugar to forget your name. I forge my tongue into a crowbar, pry open lies with each word. The truth is a weapon, and I'm stockpiling syllables for the blackout. Not your inspirational headline click. I'm the error in your prophecy, the human cost you tried to file as miss. You label anger as a hazard, stamp my face with needs control, but calm never fixed the loaded scale. Silence never cracked a gilded lock. Engine rooms of glass towers vibrate on the bones of God. In neighborhoods you pave our memories in the parking lots, then fine us for sleeping in the shadows. You train cops like hunting dogs and cry bad apple when the blood runs. Everybody can blink, it's a blindfold. Every investigation pending a drawn out shrug. I carry friends inside my rib cage, name stitched in tendon and thread. Some got swallowed by powder and needles, some by overtime and fluorescent ceilings. You pray for peace, I pray for pressure. Different altars, same clenched hands. You throw coins in the fountains for comfort. We throw our voices into megaphones till they crack. I stand in the doorway of a new collapse, matchstick shaking, heart steady. If your empire burns from the inside, it'll look a lot like truth catching oxygen. Concrete pulse under rusted skin, cold lens staring at a dead skyline. I walk in, steel jaw, wired grin. Yeah. Static in the teeth of the grid, concrete pulse under rusted skin, cold lens staring at a dead skyline. I walk in, steel jaw, wired grin. I step through smoke from the vents and the drains, boot print deep in the oil and the stains. Face in the glass looks cracked, pixelated, jawline clenched like a bomb detonated. All these wires in the wall keep humming my name, but the tags on the brick try to bury my flames. All the suits in the tower throw crumbs to the pit. Feed fear, self-faith, and they call it a fix. Got a barcode burned in the bend of my wrist. Every scan feels like a clenched iron fist. I was raised on the ash in the back of the plant, where the men lost years for a partial grant. Heard costs turn thick, then the checks turn thin. Saw hope get pawned for a second-hand spin. Turn rage in the teeth on the tracks I run. When the door slams shut, I become their gun. Yeah, I bite those lies with the jaw of both. Every syllable a surge through the cult of votes. They built that throne on a hill of death. Now the floorboard cracks where the ink runs wet. Take a gold-plated oath, let it flick on your tongue, while the kids in the stacks learn to breathe on the run. While the locks on the gates grow thick as the mold, and the boss shakes hands with the spine to code. I seen friends press flat in the ledger line, reduced to a code. In the bottom right sign, HR smile like a barcode scan. Budget cut slipped like a sleight of hand. I remember the lunchroom lights that flickered. Union talk choked when the cameras triggered. Every whisper weighed like a heavy file, till the folder closed on a nervous smile. So I sharpen my words in the dark of the stairwell. Pain plans big in the notebook. Farewell. If they call this order, I'll answer with fracture. Let the rust climb up the shining structure. Yeah. I got chips in my teeth from the grind they sell. Paid driving, stressing, sweating the private hell. They feed us ads for escape and shine, then chain our dreams to a dotted line. I watch screens light up with a twisted spin, blame the broke for the cost of the gilded sin. They tax each breath, then they praise restraint, while the pipes leak grind through the peel and paint. My chest is a vault of unfired rounds, every beat in my rib cage a battle sound. I don't chant their mantras, don't kiss that ring. I'll tear out the script that they make us sing. Give me cracked asphalt in the spray can hiss. Give me one clear shot that I won't miss. Not talking lead, I'm talking lift the thought. Blueprint burned in the lines I brought. If the boardroom gods want thunder and worship, let them choke on the smoke when the wage floor surges. When the back row snaps that invisible chain, and the janitor's keys rearrange their reign. Rearrange their reign. I see steel-toe ghosts in the corridor light, punch clock hauntings in the dead of night. Name tags left on the hooks like bones, whole lot shrunk into old payphones. I remember that call I could barely make, signal cut, last words drowned in the break. You take care of your mom, boy, promise me. Cough on the line in the flat line plea. Factory dust in a tired lung, shareholder toast. When the chord is won, they close that gate. With the gleam and the grin left us out front. With the box and the spin, I turned every furlough into sharp and grit. Tattoo dates where the system split. If they want my back bend till the vertebrae fail, I'll turn that curve to a slingshot rail. Fling truth like a shard through the static on the logo. Static on the logo. Static on the logo. Take his halo. Take his halo. Static on the logo. 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 Static on the logo. Take his halo. Dust on the platter. Crossfader tornado. Fingerprint spinning that outlaw. Echo kick cracks in. Rush by staccato. Hey. Yeah. Rush by staccato. Yeah. Jaw wide tight. I spit through the staples. Blueprint truth on these crooked ass fables. Grind through the grid. Set fire to the cables. I chew through the chains while you polish your labels. Steel toe darts. Hit score like a drumstick. Concrete conscience. I stomp to the blood sticks. Carve my convictions in brick with a toothpick. Every week idle getting tossed in the quick. I'm the glitch in your prayer. Blank in your Bible. Blacklisted rivalry. Right in your title. Teeth full of metal. I bite through the cycle. Your heroes on posters. My crew on indictments. I slam like a sledge in the spine of the system. Slit throat wisdom with a dry ice rhythm. Barcode branded. But I bend each digit. Turn the stock room riot to a boardroom visit. Climb through the vents with the rats and the roaches. Blueprint burns under chemical oceans. This is bad faith. Baptized in explosions. I walk through the ash while your courage erodes quick. Static on the logo. I was raised on eviction, mold in the ceiling, nights on the mattress with the copper pipe screaming. Learned early that mercy is a market meeting. Smiled in the mirror till the glass started bleeding. Scars in my knuckles from the landlord's jawline. Eyes on the lock while my brother drew chalk lines. We learned math on the back of the court fines. Interest compounding on our mother's short time. Ticker tape choking that neck of the nation. Boss gets a bonus, we get accusations. Clock punch, chainsaw, flesh for the factory. Shift ends late, still tag is the casualty. Corporate choir sings dead as a love song. Every verse signed on a dotted line, blood bond. I drag that hymn through the mud in the rust yard. Tattoo each bill on the face of your front guard. I'm the layoff letter you hear in the sirens. Pink slip storm through the glass in your high rise. Coffee gets cold on the desk of your silence. I crash each floor with a blueprint of violence. Static on the logo. flashing in the cracks of the actions. Boots in the hallway, dogs in the basements. Batarang grammar in the laws that erase since I spit for the kid with the padlock pantry. Mouth full of chalk from a shutdown factory. Fire alarm, heartbeat, lungs full of rag smoke. Hands in the cup, still laughing at the rap. Stroke my rage ain't merch, it's a power tool prayer. Socket wrench slang that dismantles the chair. Each syllable swings like a bolt from a flare gun. Burn through the smog on the tongue of the scared ones. I don't pledge flags, I pledge to the backlash. Back alley ballots in the box made of scrap trash. Ink in my veins, I bleed out the backlash. Turn every blacklist into black mask whiplash. I saw gods in the boardroom eating up pay stubs. Gold plated teeth chewing through pay cuts. Dragged them downstairs into sawdust basements. Hung their portraits on the walls of the pavement. Static on the logo. Static. Wire brush lungs, I cough out a spark storm. Nails in my spit mark the map of a dark form. Blueprints etched in the rust on the rail car. Whole world tied to the throat of a stale star. I'm that late rent notice with a crowbar. Knuckles on oak till the hinges scream so far. Kick through the door, frame, hits the asphalt. Family in the corner, eyes full of asphalt. I see kids trade sleep for a shift in the sweat box. Four-finger dreams, fifth wrapped in the padlock. Boss shakes hands with a smile in the dreadnought. Pen signs lives in the numbers on the dead clock. I won't chant peace for a seat at your banquet. Footsteps on rusted catwalk. Footsteps on rusted catwalk. Walk. Oh. Footsteps on rusted. Footsteps on rusted catwalk. Still dust on my tongue. Breath tastes like burn plastic. Every shadow keeps it young. Jaw clenched concrete under my sneakers. Knuckles split open like old loudspeaker. City bleeds data, dead blue flicker. Glitch in my pulse makes the heartbeat quicker. I was raised on alarms and eviction letters. Cold tin roofs, duct tape sweaters. Learn to turn bad days into blunt force weapons. Swinging at the doubts to the doubts. Learn lessons. Now my spine like rebar, neck like a swivel. I see the traps in the corporate drizzle. They sell you comfort in the casket color. Stuff your lungs with a branded thunder. I walk past lines of the half awake. Faces gray, scrolling through the headaches. All that silence, all that static. I sharpen my rage, turned it automatic. I got rust between my teeth from the old chain fences. Scarred up palms from the messed up chances. Every no in my ear back then turned bone into brick, turned ink into pen. They fed me their fear like a cheap subscription. Signed my soul in the fine print fiction. I burned those pages in the backlot barrel. Now the smoke spells out my own new pharaoh. Now the smoke spells out my own new pharaoh. I don't chant, I carve in the drywall plaster. Names of the ones that called me disaster. Used to sit back, head down, shy kid, quiet. Now I crash through rooms like a warehouse riot. I'm the bad day, breaking in your best laid plan. Shot clock gone, ball ripped from your hand. Got a brain full of nails and a grin like gravel. Walk through glass barefoot on the travel. Every handshake, hiding razor wire. Every sly smile trying to hire my fire. They want my hunger, but not my hunger pains. Want the thunder, but not the stain remains. I don't play mascot, I don't trade teeth for a cubicle coffin and fluorescent grief. They measure your life in receipts and passwords. Spreadsheets stack like frozen swords, flooding your plans, drowned out warlords. My words spray paint on the office glass. Break this box, a choke on the gas. I remember that attic with the dripping ceiling, rain in the bucket, cold air peeling. Mother on the phone with the landlord, lying freaks full of condiments. We laughing, trying hunger made color sharper and harsh. Sirens a lullaby out in the dark while they slept soft in their guarded zones. We learn truth from crack pay phones. I keep those nights like barcodes burned on the back of my mind, with the lessons turned into fuel for the march through metal corridors. Each step stomps holes in the polished floors. Executive flinch when my footsteps echo. Security eyes wide, walkie-talkies echo. They never planned for a stray from the gutter to stride through chrome with a voice like thunder. I don't beg for a seat at the spotless table. I flip that thing, break every label, from the janitor's keys to the top floor view. Everybody bleeds the same dead blue, so I spit black ink on the spotless charts. Remind them of the weight of forgotten hearts. Every file name hiding a human story. Every cost cut spelled in fading glory. Fading glory. When I talk that grit, teeth made of razors, let them scrape that brick. I've been chewing through change just to taste that risk. You've been polishing your pride for a fake ass pick. I drag dead weight, you hashtag hustle. I bled in the dirt so my callus got muscle. Your whole set built on a cheap ass shuffle. My steps hit ground like a steel toe scuffle. I don't beg for a lane, I bulldoze roads. Tread print stamped in your brand new clothes. You pose with the pose all mannequin mode. I'm alive while your mouth in the gasoline code. I was raised on the cracks in the concrete face, where the fist met jaw and adjusted fate. Every lesson was a boot heel scarred and straight. Every blessing was a locked door kicked off the frame. I spit nails, shark outlines on my tongue. Every bar drawn from a lung gun numb. Every run a relapse, I all bet we won. Every punchline swung like the butt of a gun. You chase clout, I chase ghosts in my sleep. They sit front row when I grind these teeth. They nod when I carve my cuts this deep. Every line is a wound that refuses to weep. You're a thrift store threat in a rented mask. I'm a plague in the vents of your perfect act. I cough one verse, whole room turns black. Your shine looks small in the world. This crack to talk back to the void and it talks back honest. Tells me I'm the rock that exposes the promise. Tells me I'm the smoke in the lungs of the lawless. Tells me spit truth to the gold turn sawdust. I'm a glitch in the grid, bad code in the mainframe. Hard reach a finger on the core of your safe game. If I aim its headspace, shatter that nameplate. Paint that stage with the dust of your fan base. Fan base. Bang, bang, fan base. I'm the rust in the pipes of your pipeline dream, corrode in every drop of your high gloss scheme. Every screen that you brag floods cheap and clean. I block that flow with the cough of kerosene. You rehearse tough talk in the bathroom mirror, but the glass don't flinch when you fake that terror. Every threat you project just makes you clearer. You're a cardboard crown in a flood of errors. I've been knee deep waiting to recall pain, living flashback frames like a freeze burn stain. Every childhood night was a blacked out game. Every sunrise hit like interrogation frames. So when I bark this venom, it's a second skin flex, not a costume stitch for a festival text. You wear rage like merch for a weekend flex. I wear rage like veins in my neck compressed. I seen courtside seats to the worst of men. Watch lies lift thrones then collapse again. I took notes in the corner with the cracked up pen. Turned every crooked grin to a